Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest. We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it? He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
Merry Christmas, folks. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Peace and blessings to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you for taking the time out to hang out with your boy. We got some stuff to talk about. I honestly, before I even go into this whole Travis Hunter thing, because everybody is talking about it, this is going to be my nail in the coffin for the entire subject. I'm going to talk about him as a player. I'm going to talk about him dealing with her, how he's dealing with social media, how he's dealing with the attacks that's coming against him. I'm going to talk about her. I'm going to talk about her character. I'm going to talk about how everybody is addressing it. I'm going to cover everything. I see you, bro. Love you. Merry Christmas. I'm going to break this down to the molecule. When it's all said and done, I'm going to rest easy with it. I'm not going to speak on it no more. I've already done a number of different discussions on this, streaming and via one-on-one with the people. YouTube, they real feminine right now. I did a live stream last night. They kicked my stream off. They gave me a strike because I was talking about some stuff that was going on with the vaccine. And you know how YouTube is. They real petty, real picky, choosy with who they want to punish and who they want to, you know, it's a whole thing with that. That's neither here nor there. We are here tonight or this evening or afternoon, wherever you are, because, and I want to be completely honest, the algorithm is surrounded by this brother. Now, do me a solid, right? Some of you I'm familiar with, some of you I'm not. You're just tuning in, getting to know me as a personality, person, just being on stream talking my shit. Follow me, don't follow me, is completely up to you. I want to give a perspective on this and on other situations that's going on that other people aren't really necessarily taking. See, YouTube gave me that strike, but it's like, to be honest, I don't care specifically because like you're not going to censor me. You're not going to stop me from telling the truth or how I feel about something. This whole freedom of speech thing that you keep on saying we have, but shit, you're lying. And so because you're going out of your way to shut me up, it just means that clearly what we are doing over here on this side of the internet bothers you. Obviously, it's quite clear. If you really didn't care, if it didn't affect you that much, you wouldn't go out of your way to shut down little old channels like me. You know what I'm saying? But as I was getting ready to stream this one, and I had it connected because I'm on Facebook, Twitch, IG, Instagram, Rumble. I'm everywhere. I'm spread out. YouTube was my main stream. They said, nah, my nigga, nah, you can't do this. You can't come over here. Not today. Because you keep on talking about stuff that we don't want people talking about. But getting still, you real picky with who you do allow to say certain shit. Very, very picky about that. I think it's bullshit. Oh yeah, I'm gonna unload an entire clip during the stream. I know everybody is talking about him and her. I know everybody got clips and they're getting their sources from different people. I understand it. I know people feel a certain way. I get it. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna share my opinion on it. I just want to express my dissatisfaction towards the powers that be that sit behind these desks trying to justify OnlyFans models spamming my timeline with sex bots. But you have you don't have nothing to say to them, but you got everything in the world to say to me. Fuck out of here with that shit.
Fuck you.
Today is a day to be jolly. I'm in a good mood, in a good spirit. My Facebook is not acting funny. I can finally stream on there without any problems. Got air in my lungs. But we still talking about Travis Hunter and his girlfriend. So since everybody is so fixated on it, let's go ahead and go down the rabbit hole. First and foremost, I hope everybody is enjoying their loved ones. You're having a good time with the family. Some people you see often, some you don't. Make right with whoever you need to make right with. Heal if you need to heal. Let's not go into 2025 beefing with people over stupid shit. Let's not go into the new year with this self-serving defeatist mindset. The reason why we are here is because I've discussed this. I've watched other people discuss this. Currently, even right now as we speak, people are live streaming talking about this. And initially, when I gave my opinion on it, it was more or less directed towards the type of woman she is and how he needed to stay away from that for a number of reasons. And then as we go further and further into this, more information starts coming out, more panels start talking about it, more well-known personalities start dissecting it and start trying to psychoanalyze his upbringing, her character, his character, people are creating all of these special little stories and images and pictures and widgets and thumbnails and trolling and clowning and making all these special little videos basically trolling him in his relationship, and it's like it's funny to me. It's very hypocritical, and it's very sad at the same time. One, because if we're being technical, athletes have been doing what he is doing. If you are pretty much saying that you're the jury and you're judging him based on her, he's not the first athlete, basketball player, football player, lacrosse player. He's not the first guy who has gotten into some type of relationship with this archetype of woman who basically makes it known that this is what she's about. He's not the first. He's not going to be the last. And what I find interesting about it is that you remove his name, you remove the title, you remove his accolades. He's just like you and me. He's no different. There's men our age in the community who do the same thing. That trick after women who do not deserve to be treated like Princess Jasmine. There are women out here in the world who dress provocatively, who are manipulators, who are broken, who are unhealed, who don't know the difference between what the real feminism definition is. They don't know what it actually represents. They listening to the wrong type of archetype of coaching. Everyone's lying to them. Social media is lying to them. These guys are thirsty and they want affection. They want love. They're lying to them. They're gassing them up. Their mom wasn't really leading them the right way. Their father wasn't there leading them the right. Somebody just completely fucked them all up. I'm not even on YouTube, so I can cuss all I want. Now that I think about it, I can really let this off. Y'all bogus as fuck for that shit too, YouTube. Y'all really is, because you already know how difficult it is for people like myself to build the brand, and you on some other shit. That's not what it's at. But dudes have been simping over these type of women for the longest time, and I want to talk about Travis and the archetype of Travis, not just him specifically, but who he represents as a African American man, or wherever the fuck he from. He black, as far as I'm concerned. He's black. So for everybody who is speaking directly to him, I'm speaking to him and who he represents. Like the nigga who was fucking around with Dre and Michelle and Brittany Renner. I'm talking about them. You don't understand how difficult it is for the average man in this society to become more than average. Average to the world is not good enough. Average to the world means you're basically beneath the haves versus the have-nots. You ain't shit. If you got a regular job, if you're a blue collar, blue chipper, the rest of the society don't care too much about you. It's been like this for generations. I'm sorry. I apologize to you because somebody lied to you and somebody failed you. And I'm not talking about in areas where they clothed you and fed you. I can say you had food on the table. You had clothes on your back. You had a roof over your head. You had the general basics. But the intrinsical aspects of life that were supposed to be put inside of you are absent. And it's clear. It's clear. Whether or not it was a two-parent, single parent, someone within the household did not do the job that they were supposed to do. That is the bottom line. Somebody, 1000%.
Does not ask.
Drop the ball. Someone dropped the ball. Men and women complement each other in a relationship. The strengths and weaknesses of the woman balance out the strengths and weaknesses in the man. Vice versa. The man leads. There are things that he brings that is indicative to the personality development of the child, just like the woman. There's the ebb and flow that comes with man and woman. Disrupt the ebb and flow. You destroy the currents. You destroy the path. You destroy the structure designed for the human being that you are raising up. Someone failed you because there are missing links to your repercussions dealing with the right and wrong type of people. Real men, real women will tell you, and I believe this firmly, you tell your son or daughter what is out here in the street. You tell them what the world really is. You don't hide them from that shit. You want them to stay children for as long as possible. Meaning, parental controls. You do the due diligence to make sure they're not watching the wrong cartoons. And you know what I'm talking about. These cartoons are sexually driven. These cartoons are secretly trying to program people into accepting a certain gender lifestyle that is unacceptable, but they've made it and included those portions into these shows so that it can influence your kids. You supposed to have that all this shit on lock. Ain't no fucking way my 5-year-old is going to be looking at no fucking SpongeBob, no fucking anime of any in 2024. Ain't no way in the world my daughter or my son is going to be looking at fucking Inuyasha or fucking just any type of Cartoon Network programming. That just no. I see what they doing. I see what's in the content. I see what's in the. So you're not monitoring them. Excuse me, I'm slaughtering that word. You're not doing that. You're not telling them the real. You let them watch whatever they want to watch. You hide them from the world, which I get, but it's only but so much. I would rather be the one that tell you about what a 304 is than you find out from a student at school what a 304 is. I would rather you figure out what blowjobs are and what stink vagina is and all that shit. I would rather you hear it from my mouth than hear it from your neighbor or a fucking principal or some shit. Are you fucking nuts? You should be telling your children about this shit. About what weed does to you, about what alcohol does to you, how it fucks you up. And I'm saying all this to say these dumbass dudes that's spending their money on OnlyFans models and chasing after these thought pocket transformer built bitches, they doing this shit because somebody just completely dropped the ball. That's the bottom line. Am I lying though? See, Travis, what I can assess here is that you had a parent that loved you. You had a parent that wanted to stir you in the best direction as possible. But what happened is that missing element that was supposed to be put there was missing. Now, do we know why that was missing? Some might. We will never really know why that other part was not there for you. And typically in a single parent home, they do what they can. They try to mimic. They try to mimic the man, but you can't mimic a man. You can only copy and paste what you gathered from your upbringing and dealing with them, but you cannot bestow upon another human being what is required for the proper development and influence decision making, not being emotional, not being irrational, having stoicism, having boundaries, principles, using discernment, not thinking with your dick. Not chasing after every single pretty face that offers itself to you. Focus on business, focus on money, focus on negotiations and building community and building relationships with other men that can teach you how to make more money and expand on your spiritual development. Dealing with intruders, being a protector, being a provider, being a leader, being assertive, not taking the easy way out, understanding how America don't give a fuck about us, learning about how women are hypergamous, how their attention spans are short, how there's a good chance that if you don't vet this person right, you will be on the short end of the stick if you don't understand the law. Having God first in your life before everything else. I believe truly she did everything within her power to make sure that your ass went to school. I'm certain of it. Otherwise, what you've been able to accomplish, you know how many of us are in jail because they had exceptional skills on the field or on the court. Something was lacking within them because of what wasn't there externally to feed them internally, causing them to end up eventually in or behind a 4x4. So before anybody gets offended, I truly believe this woman did everything within her reason to make sure that he got an education, that he went to school. But we have to factor in she's a mother. She's a woman. She's nurturing. A man is going to let you fall off the bike. Get your ass back up. You'll be all right. A woman ain't going to let you just fall off the bike. They're going to hold on to the fucking bike the entire time. And they're going to tell your ass, you don't ride this bike unless I'm there with you. I need to be with you the entire time you on this bike. They hold your hand all the way, even when you fuck up. We're going to let you fuck up. You want to be hard-headed? You want to do what you want? All right, go ahead. Figure it out. As soon as you break a bone or dislocate a fucking elbow or something, figure it out. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you not to do that? All right, now you know next time. You see the difference? So she does everything within her power to make sure that you go to school, and I commend that. I absolutely commend it. If the guy was a piece of shit and you couldn't make it work with the father, and I don't mean no disrespect to the living or dead, if you did with that, if you had a horrible experience with the father, things happened, I get it. You did whatever you could to make sure that he was straight. But there's only so much you can do. So you managed to get him to go to school. You managed to keep him locked in. Who knows what you hid him from? Did you hide him from drugs? Did you hide him from being around certain type of men and women? Did you expose him to certain stuff? Did he see? Was he not experiencing life the way that other boys were? We don't really know. But clearly, whatever you did, it got him positioned to be one of the most viewed guys right now, the most talked about. Everybody is looking at him. Everybody. You know, I don't know what his future is going to be. With all his accomplishments, getting the Heisman and all that, with all of this, here we are, trolling him, warning him, trying to figure out what type of human being he is, roasting him, trying to talk his ass out of doing something. Hundreds and thousands of people sitting up here trying to make him feel bad for the decisions that he made. But you got to understand the decisions that he's making are decisions that are based off of the developmental tools he achieved or acquired as he growing up So he see his mom living a certain way, doing things a certain way. He's going to adopt. She's making his ass read and go to school. She's also doing some other erratic shit that might not be so popular, and it might not be the best way to go. When you got two people involved in a relationship or in a family setting, you have someone that's gonna say, "No, this ain't where it's at. This is not what you should be doing, and this is why." That's why men are leaders, or supposed to be leaders in the house. Because yeah, we fuck up too, but then in the same breath, there still has to be a balance. We're more likely to direct you and give you a solution to a situation versus you doing it back. Because when you try to give me resolve or some type of solution to something, it's not going to come from the same place as it's going to come from me. I remove feelings and I remove how whatever is affecting me out of the equation. You can't do that. So here he is. Put it this way, right? Since everyone wants to be psychologists and all this shit, and I doubt anyone has said this, he picks his women the same exact way he sees himself. His lifestyle, his internal wiring is the reflection of the woman. You see, so you see how she is. Why would he choose that? If you were full, complete, you had it all here, and you had it all here spiritually, and you had it emotionally, and you this would not be his wife, his fiance. No, it wouldn't. And just like most men, when you don't know yourself, when you don't love yourself, when you didn't filter out all of the toxic shit that was put in you by your parents. So these are 5 characteristics, right, from mom and dad. Anger, impolite, irrational, impatient, defensive. You pick up any of these, and there's more. You pick up any of these from any of your parents, and you don't do the homework, which means, one, you don't blame them for how you end up once you become a certain age. Once you hit that mark where you're old enough to know better, you got to figure out what works and what doesn't work. What parts of them works in you and doesn't, and then you filter that shit out so that you can improve on who you talk to, how you talk to them, who you lay with, who you decide is going to be a husband or a wife, how you're going to do business, who you're going to trust to take care of your financial stuff when you make money and you start getting in your stride. Most of us don't even filter. We don't filter. We just say, well, I am who I am. This is just how I was raised. That's an excuse. That's a fucking cop out so that you can stay being toxic and you can continue to be in this disarray of, I swear I got everything figured out. Most men are that way. The ones that pay for OnlyFans and you fucking paying Cooking with Kaya $1,200. I don't know why. Giving this woman damn near $300 back to back consecutively because she's twerking and she's pretty and all that shit. I don't know the psychology behind that. Y'all guys are fucked up. You need what you don't need. See, when people are chastising folks, they don't know how to do it. I don't want to call him a dumbass. I don't want to call simps. I mean, the world is going to do it regardless. I don't want to just say that, right? Because I get judging, I get holding people accountable and chastising, but chastisement is supposed to be a form of love. So if you're going to get on the internet and call yourself chastising a person, make sure that you're doing it out of love. If you're going to chastise anybody, make sure that you know the difference between chastising someone and assassinating their character and bullying them. There's ways to get to these people. Explain to them. Break down why this shit doesn't work. Why you are the way you are. Why these women look at you the way they look at you. Explain to them why they see themselves the way they see themselves. If you're gonna help. If you're not gonna help, stop acting like you give a shit about what's going on in the world with men. If you're really about like this whole brotherhood shit, and you don't want to see them embarrassing themselves and crashing out, actually be a brother. And while everybody is coming at him, including myself, I was basically my whole thing is he gonna figure out the hard way. That's the only way this is gonna happen. Only way. There's nothing I can say or anyone here can say that's going to change or stop him from dealing with her. And the reason why nobody has ever in history been able to make a man do something completely different than what he's doing is because he never filtered out all of the bullshit that was attached to him through the parental guidance or lack thereof of his household. Everybody in that family put something on him that he never got handled properly. That's why another reason I don't understand why people want to be so quick to have sex and to get into relationships with people when you know damn well you fucked up. You ain't perfect. You have anger issues. You're a liar. You're a thief. You're a manipulator. You don't be upfront about your intentions. Do me a solid. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel too. YouTube, y'all gonna stop playing with me. Y'all gonna stop playing with me. Travis Scott represents Every single man, whether he's an athlete or politician or just some guy behind the computer with a bottle of Johnson & Johnson's baby oil, he is no different. He represents that person. And those people are the way they are because they never had someone break down exactly what is going on within their bodies and within their souls and within their minds. You are still attached to the person that your peoples made you into. Why do you think there's a lineage of alcoholics? Why do you think there's a long list of drug addicts? Cousins you don't want around you because you know they steal. People around you that's gay because someone did something to them inside that house. Why do you think they say break generational curses? Something happens to us that if we don't get it fixed and it goes unchecked, we turn into the monsters that we see today. The pedos, all that shit wrapped into one. Let's talk about his girl, Miss Leanne. Oh, I didn't forget about you, Mama. Hold on. Give me my sound. You know, if we're gonna keep it a buck, every single guy that is, putting her under the microscope, you talking about how much of a hoe she is, how she's only about his money, she don't like him, she's a user, she's just like the rest of them. I agree. To a certain extent, I agree. You know what gets ignored in these discussions? Whenever we want to have a hot topic and we want to yell and cuss and scream and, oh, ha, 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 my nigga funny as shit. That was funny as hell. Oh, ha, ha, ha. What's her you'll be the same dude trying to fuck. You're going to be the same dude. And I am 1000% certain. If someone was willing to go out of their way to find old footage of her dancing in the club, twerking and all that, if someone was really willing to do all of that shit, I know average dudes was looking for her IG. I know average dudes is copy pasting pictures and beating off to them. I know the average dude that's condemning her and him, they're the same ones that's in her private messages. I'm guaranteed. You y'all clowning, and I mean, if you really feel like she's going to destroy his life and you're trying to save him from himself, you do know there's other ways to do it. You do know that. If you were really trying to be a stand-up guy or a stand-up woman, you do know there's private messages, email. Going to social media is not the way to go. If you're trying to accomplish something positive, if you were trying to reach out to me and you thought that airing me out on social media was the way to go, I'm going to look at you like you're a fucking idiot. I will